Looking to get your hands on a brand new WiiM streamer or amp, but not sure which model is right for you? Well, here is everything that you need to know to make the perfect choice. Hey guys, Louis here from Smart Home Sounds, and that's right. High fidelity audio has traditionally been a place reserved for audiophiles and those with very deep pockets, but not anymore. WiiM or Link Play are ruffling some feathers and looking to change the game, and if you watched our WiiM Amp review, then you'll know that they're definitely doing that. Now, I've got the current range in front of me designed to deliver good audio and connectivity that doesn't compromise affordability, and with the lineup constantly evolving, things don't seem like stopping anytime soon. So with that in mind, I'm going to take you through all there is to know so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying the product that's right for you. So, should we get into it? Right then, to give you guys a quick rundown of what we're looking at, WiiM currently offers 4 streamers and 1 amplifier in their lineup. So, we've got the WiiM Mini, WiiM Pro, WiiM Pro Plus, WiiM Amp, and the WiiM Ultra. Now, you might have seen in the forums that there is a WiiM Amp Pro on the way soon, but unfortunately, we're a little bit ahead of the curve on this one, so we'll have to save that for our full review when we get our hands on a unit. Now, for those wanting some clarification on the key differences, a streamer is like your digital music hub. It connects to your Wi-Fi and it lets you access your favourite streaming services on passive speakers that either predate the technology or just aren't the best at it. Now, these are a great solution if you've already got a separate amplifier at home but want to bring some modern streaming functionality to an older system without sacrificing the flexibility of being able to pick and choose which components you prefer in your setup. Alternatively, you can go for a streaming amplifier like the WiiM Amp. These simplify things by combining both streaming and amplification into one single unit, which is really handy if you're not looking to overcomplicate your setup, and it saves you the expense of buying a separate amplifier. Of course, this is really only for those in need of a new amp. Either way, both are useful, they just serve different purposes and will be right for different people. It's important to note that although every single one of these products offers different features, the one thing that remains constant across the board is the WiiM Home app. Having done lots of testing with the likes of Sonos and Bluesound, we know that a class-leading app and UI can make all the difference when it comes to these sorts of products, and to be honest, WiiM are punching well above their weight in this category. The app itself is sleek, responsive, and enjoyable to use. It natively pulls music from popular platforms like Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, Qobuz, Napster, Deezer, and more, and you'll enjoy Ultra HD audio quality, and you'll have complete control over your sound with 24 preset EQ settings, a 10-band graphic EQ, and a 4-band parametric EQ for easy fine-tuning. There's a range of customizable features including multi-room synchronization, personalized routines, and alarm settings, creating a pretty comprehensive control center that allows you to manage your streamer or amp without needing to switch apps. So all in all, a pretty nifty platform that doesn't shy away from the competition. So kicking things off with WiiM's entry-level streamer, this is the WiiM Mini. Coming in with an RRP of £89, this is essentially the most simplified version of what WiiM are all about. No bigger than a hockey puck, the Mini opens the gateway to streaming music while also being super easy to tuck away completely out of sight. Despite its small size, it still offers the majority of the essential streaming features that you'd need, like support for Apple AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, DLNA, gapless playback, and Bluetooth connectivity too. Plus, it works with Siri and Alexa. Unfortunately though, this one does lack compatibility with Google Assistant, Chromecast, and Roon. Now, it also doesn't support Alexa multi-room with UHD or grouping with Google Nest speakers, which are all things to bear in mind and are featured in the Pro and Pro Plus if they're more important to you. Now, in terms of actual performance, the Mini supports high-res 24-bit 192 kHz playback and has a Texas Instruments PCM 5121 DAC to decode it all. Now, admittedly, the DAC chip isn't exactly what I'd call a premium option, but it's plenty good enough for most casual listeners. I'd just say that if you're driving a high-end amplifier, then you might want to consider a step up in the lineup for more optimal performance. Now, there's no remote with this one, but as I mentioned earlier, you've got all of your control through WiiM's dedicated app, and for those who prefer a hands-on approach, there are some intuitive touch controls on the top panel for a more tactile experience. Now, connectivity-wise, the WiiM Mini is pretty straightforward. You've got your USB-C for power and then some analog analog and digital outputs, including 3.5mm RCA for traditional amplifiers and Toslink SPDIF for hooking up to external DACs. For those wanting to connect other audio devices, there is a 3.5mm aux input, but just know that that one is limited to 16-bit 48 kHz ADC conversion though. Now all in all, the Mini is still a neat bit of hi-fi kit, and for the price and how seamlessly that you can integrate it into your system, if it ticks enough boxes for you, then it's definitely worth a look. Right, next up is a bit of a double header. So we've got the WiiM Pro and the WiiM Pro Plus, two streamers that essentially take the foundations of the WiiM Mini and make it better. Now naturally, because of that, both of these models come with a step up in cost, coming in at £149 and £219 respectively. To warrant the step up in cost, both are equipped with a faster quad-core A53 processor and an increased memory to deliver a significant step up in performance and response time overall. Now, as the name suggests, the Pro and the Pro Plus share several similarities. Both boast a larger footprint, a more premium build quality, and a user-friendly front panel that houses all the same controls. Both offer the same streaming functionality as the Mini, so that's your 192 kHz 24-bit high-res streaming support, AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, Tidal Connect, DLNA, gapless playback, Bluetooth, and so on. But they also both deliver the things that were missing from the last one, like Chromecast support, works with Google Assistant, and most notably, support for Roon, which is a big deal, especially when you consider their price point. Connectivity-wise, thanks to their larger size, the Pro and Pro Plus also both offer a significant upgrade over the Mini. Both models feature an RCA line-in and line-out along with Toslink optical output. They also go a step further with additional analog inputs and a coaxial digital output. Ethernet connectivity is also standard on both, so you can expect a stable network connection for optimal audio performance. Now, I know what you're thinking, what's the difference between these two then? Well, the main difference is that the Pro sticks with the same Texas Instruments PCM 5121 DAC as the Mini, but the Pro Plus takes a nice step up to the AKM 4493 SEQ, which is a step up in performance. And I've done a lot of testing with this one, and there's a definite improvement with a cleaner sound and less noise. Now you'll also get a Bluetooth remote in the box, and the analog input also offers an enhanced 24-bit 192 kHz ADC conversion exclusively with the Pro Plus. So which one should you go for if you are torn between the two? Well, from my experiences, I'd say that while you get a worthwhile improvement moving up to either of these based on enhanced connectivity alone, it's clear that both the WiiM Pro and Pro Plus are designed to elevate your listening experience and accommodate more advanced audio setups. The choice between these two ultimately just hinges on what your existing system looks like. So if you already own a high quality external DAC, then the Pro will offer plenty enough streaming smarts and additional functionality to make it a worthwhile choice. But if you'd rather have a complete solution that saves you having to buy one, then the Pro Plus is going to be the better choice. And I mean, come on, the Pro Plus is a pretty sweet entry point into the world of high quality music streaming. It's capable of delivering more impressive sound, coupled with its extensive connectivity and user-friendly design, then it feels pretty good value. And honestly, if you tried to achieve a similar level of performance and features elsewhere, then you'd likely need to spend significantly more. Okay then, on to our next model, and this one offers something a little bit different. Coming in at £319, the WiiM Amp is a compact all-in-one solution that combines both streaming smarts and amplification, aiming to take the fight to the likes of Sonos and Bluesound. Now I'm not going to go too in-depth here, as we have already made a dedicated video diving deep into all of the details of this product, so check that out for the full lowdown. But I'll give you guys a quick overview of the key points. So straight out of the box, you'll be able to tell that the build quality is noticeably improved compared to previous models. The amp's Apple-esque design and the inclusion of a control knob are all nice touches that add to that premium aesthetic. In terms of streaming functionality, you're getting the same great features as you were with the Pro Plus, so that helps you understand where we're at for streaming capability. But when it comes to connectivity, as an all-in-one, this one drops the digital outputs that you'd find on the other streamers, as they aren't really necessary for its intended use. Instead, the WiiM Amp offers your standard speaker binding posts, a crossover controlled sub-output, optical and analog inputs, USB-A for your hard drives, and an Ethernet port too. You've also got your power supply and, most notably, your HDMI ARC connection, which means as well as your loudspeakers, CD transport, subwoofer and so on, you can also hook this right up to your TV as well, which is brilliant. And to be honest, it was something that I wasn't actually expecting at this sort of price point. Now, just like the WiiM Pro Plus, this amp supports up to 192 kHz 24-bit audio. We've stepped up to an ESS Sabre ES9018 DAC, which no, isn't perfect, but it's pretty well regarded. And thanks to the Class D Texas Instruments T13255 chipset, this one is capable of outputting either 60 watts per channel at 8 ohms or 120 watts per channel at 4. Again, not the best stats that I've ever seen, especially if we're comparing against the high-end amplifiers on the market, but for the price point, you'll be spoiled for choice about the speakers that you can connect in the majority of setups, especially if you're just starting out on your hi-fi or AV journey. Now, the WiiM Amp has also got the ability to handle almost all lossless high-res audio content, plus it's MQA compatible if you're the type of person who'd rather stream from the likes of Tide or Hi-Fi or something like that. Now, I've said it in my previous review and I'll say it again. This one delivers a new kind of promise to the next wave of audio enthusiasts who value connectivity and style, functionality, and of course, sound quality in equal parts. Plus, when you consider the price for this type of thing, it becomes a very, very compelling option. Finally, let's talk about the WiiM Ultra. Now, this is the brand's latest edition and one that's caused a little bit of a stir. Priced at £349, this is WiiM's most expensive offering currently, but for the price, we do get some serious steps up across the board, with the most obvious being this 3.5-inch touchscreen display, if that's something that you're looking for. The Ultra also comes with Wi-Fi 6E, improved 32-bit 384 kHz high-res support, a better ESS ES9038Q2M Sabre DAC, and a high-fidelity TPA 6120A2 headphone amplifier, which admittedly isn't the best that I've ever used, but it's a nice bonus, so that's plenty good enough for most use cases. In terms of connectivity, this one really does take a leap forward in comparison to the Pro Plus. There's an HDMI ARC input, a pair of RCA line level for input and output, optical input-output, coaxial output, and a USB Type-A port. There's even a moving magnet phono stage for connecting turntables, and you can also add a subwoofer too. Now, I'd love to sit here and tell you all that this streamer currently offers all of the same extensive streaming support as the others in this lineup, but being so new, we are currently waiting on a couple of things like a Roon-ready certification. There does also seem to be some ongoing relationship issues with Apple, which means we've got no AirPlay 2, Siri or HomePod integration on this one, which is something that will undoubtedly upset some users. Now, according to WiiM, AirPlay is not available on the WiiM Ultra. If you primarily use AirPlay to stream music, look at other WiiM products. Now, we were hoping that this would be something that they could add down the line, and who knows, but for right now, that's their stance on AirPlay on this product, and definitely something to consider, especially if you're deeply invested in the Apple ecosystem. That aside, this one still does offer a wide range of options. You've still got Bluetooth 5.3, Chromecast, DLNA, Tidal Connect, Spotify Connect, Qobuz, Deezer, and more. Effectively, every other streaming service that was supported on the Pro Plus. Now, there's also built-in room correction technology, smart home integration, and support for Alexa and Google Voice Assistants. Performance-wise, this is a real improvement. Of course, if AirPlay 2 or Siri is a deal breaker for you, then it might not be the right choice, but if that's not your preferred method of control, then I think this is still a really great priced piece of hi-fi kit that I can see being a very popular new entry into their lineup. For me, there's no denying that WiiM offers exceptional value for money. Regardless of which model you choose, you'll likely be paying significantly more for a comparable product from other brands. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it will be right for everybody, and there are undoubtedly higher end, better sounding options available that will give you more enjoyment. And yeah, the Apple situation with the Ultra does highlight a little bit of a chink in their armor, and if that is a deal breaker for some of you, then you might want to consider alternatives like Sonos, Bluesound, or the Radia from Arcam, which all offer robust Apple ecosystem integration. For me though, WiiM's commitment to delivering quality without breaking the bank is refreshing, and their expanding lineup caters to a wide range of needs and budgets, which is making them harder and harder to ignore. Now, ultimately, you've got to remember that this is the beauty of hi-fi though. It's personal, and what suits one person won't suit another, and that's completely okay. It's just great to have a wide variety of options that enables more and more people to enjoy this hobby of ours. But anyway, that just about wraps it up for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you all in the next video.